Hey everybody, Nicholas here with Zenith Design Build, and I'm joined here with
Sheila.
So Sheila is a homeowner of this beautiful transformation that we did. It was an old 90s kitchen, and how would you describe your previous kitchen?
I used to call it Oakville.
Yeah, so there was tons of honey oak everywhere. The kitchen cabinets were painted, but it
needed a lot of
needed a refresh, needed a little loving.
Yeah.
So we went in here and we renovated the entire main level, and now we transformed it into this space your family loves.
Yeah.
It first started out with this really, really small dining room area next to this really, really small island, so it was not really a very useful space.
No, in fact, now it's awesome because we come home, we just all hang out together all the time in the kitchen. And one of the biggest things, game changer, is we had a closet that we took out. And that just opened this whole space and made it just really big and livable. And so really that's all we do is hang out here.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, and so like it's amazing that like some of the little changes that we made. I mean, that relatively small. Like we weren't taking out a ton of walls. Like we're not removing load-bearing walls. We literally just took out a closet.
Yeah.
And then we took your island and we made it 2-3 times as big.
Yeah.
And made it into one nice big seating area versus having these two entities where we have to have more walk space, which is completely wasted space for the most part. So small changes, but made a really, really big impact.
A lot of big bang for the buck.
Yeah, very much so. When you went to pick out all these different items, so we have like a matte black and we have mixing with gold. So we did that kind of a mixing of metals here. What are the things that like were most exciting for you to pick out?
I think the lighting was huge. That makes a huge difference in a room. And just fixtures, like even the little light up there.
And you see, like, I mean, it's this nice mix of this gold, the champagne gold, and the matte black. And then we also have stainless steel appliances. So it's a mixing of metals, but it looks really, really good.
Yeah. I think you just go with what you love, and then it all ends up working out. Instead of going, oh, I'm going to have all stainless, everything has to be matchy-matchy. Really, design is supposed to be what you love, and you fit it together, and it makes a good story.
Yeah, and so we also made this more of like a timeless backdrop. So we have white is a very timeless color for cabinets. We did do a black, which makes it look really cool as well, but very, very almost neutral colors because this white and black is fairly neutral. We didn't really go too crazy on that, but we were able to do some really fun metals because we know that sometimes certain metals go out of style, like we have old gold that went out of style. So we're still able to give you really cool pops of something that is more in trend with right now that looks really, really great. But if in 5 years, 10 years, you wanted to change it out, we can change out hardware very, very easily.
Yeah.
So it allows you to be timeless, but still also be within trend right now as well. So let's talk a little bit about this fridge. So we have this really, really cool fridge. What made you pick out this fridge for your house?
Actually, you had me go to somebody's house, and I saw that fridge. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's going to be way too big for our house. And then after we did the scale and stuff, it ended up being amazing. It makes the kitchen feel more expensive.
Yeah, for sure.
And we took out the 80s, 90s desk and made it into a coffee bar, and it just really utilizes our space.
Yeah, and like you said, it makes like these large scale items like a big fridge. I mean, it's like a 66-inch fridge, but it makes it look very, very expensive. But we chose a fridge that wasn't very, very expensive. So you paid for about the same cost, a little bit more expensive than a standard fridge, but almost the same cost, and you get 66 inches of fridge, which makes it feel like it's way more expensive. It just like these large scale items make a big impact. So like we have large scale lights here. They look really, really nice. Big island. These big items just make everything feel more expensive. Yeah,
and I know a lot of people always try to have a fridge in their garage because they never have enough space, and now we don't even have to have that because it's all right here.
Yeah, and not only that, like the 66-inch fridge, it allows you to have a little bit less cabinetry if you have the space to do so, which actually can save a little bit of money for cabinetry and countertops as well. So one of our goals was to make sure we can give you this beautiful transformation, but keep it within a budget.
Yeah.
So what's another way we were able to do that?
I think in the process of picking out things, we ended up going like with a subway tile. It's timeless. It's beautiful, but it's not the top of the line expensive. Yeah. So that makes it affordable then to put towards other things like the big fridge or other accessories.
Yeah, it's simple. It's clean. It's more cost effective than some other backsplash options. So it's a great option.
Yeah, we love it.
So now that we've talked all about the kitchen, let's go take a look at the living room.
Awesome.
So Sheila, what's the favorite part about your new living room?
I would have to say the fireplace, Nick. We made it more grand by doing all the stone all the way up. And we used to have like windows too on either side that were octagon shape. And we would be sitting here trying to watch TV, and then we'd have to basically put on sunglasses because the sun would be beating in and we would be trying to watch TV. So that was a game changer, just taking those out and doing these built-ins. And then we used to have like this big thing that
like a hearth, like a big old hearth that kind of
so that was all taken out, and this was all kind of pushed nice and neat, tight. It really opened up the space. And we also did a new light fixture because there used to be a fan there and it wasn't attractive. And
again, mixing those metals, very cohesiveness from the kitchen into the living space.
Yeah, trying to make it feel like it's all kind of the same look in different parts.
Yeah, and I think a little thing that we even did was we had like a little pocket hole, kind of a goofy little hole in your drywall that was what is that for?
I don't know, but that was nice covering that up because that made a nice space over there to do a mirror and then the console and
and it's crazy the difference between what this was and what it is now.
Oh my gosh, we love it. And then the TV used to be over here, so now it's above, and then it makes sense that the TV should be kind of in the middle.
Yeah, I mean, very, very symmetrical, and you have this like very, very nice vaulted ceiling, and so taking the stone all the way up there makes a huge
makes it
impact.
even bigger.
Yeah, it makes it feel like it's grand. It makes it feel like it's much more expensive than what it was to do this.
Yeah, and going with all white really helped too, and getting rid of the oak and
very, very simple, very clean.
Yes.
And then we took the flooring into here as well.
Yeah, because I used to have carpet in here, and then once we just did it all wood, it just even felt even bigger.
Yeah, because it all feels like it's one big space versus like
chopped
two
up
separate spaces that are chopped up. Yeah. So Sheila, what would be some advice that you would give people if they're going to look at doing a renovation, whether it's large or small? Some of the things that you did prior to meeting with us, talking with us, and what advice would you have for them?
I think the best thing is I looked at your website, I looked at the work you did, and I looked at your reviews, and I just already felt comfortable before you even came here. And then I also had ideas of what I wanted to change in my space to make it feel better.
Yeah.
And so like a lot of times you can just rip out pages of magazines or look on social media and kind of get a look together. I had a folder of stuff that I wanted. And that kind of helps with the process because then you understand like where I want to go with it and my taste. And so that helps a lot because you can Yeah,
and I think that like you also had in your mind like what are the things you don't like about your space? Like what are pain points? So one of the things we always ask people is like, what do you not like about it? What do you hate about your existing kitchen? And there was this, this awkward like table that was kind of sorted off to the side so you had enough room, and there's all these different things that we just had to talk through, and then we figured out, well, what does it make sense to put a new design together so you can actually solve those issues.
Yeah, and it was great because I actually thought, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to like knock out a wall to make my kitchen bigger, but really I didn't.
Yeah.
And look at how much bigger it looks, and just taking out just a simple closet.
Yeah, I think we talked about, do we take out the wall from the kitchen to the dining space? Like, do we do this? Do we do that? We had talked about all these different options, and it was really just as simple as making your island much, much bigger, bringing that out into the space and getting rid of your table, and then eliminating that closet. And that made a huge impact just by itself.
Huge. We love it. Yeah. We're at our island all the time.
Yeah. Good. So would you recommend Zenith to your family or friends?
Absolutely. We've already handed
Why?
out your card because you're awesome.
Thank you.
The whole process has been great with Zenith from start to finish. There was always communication. There was always like, if there's a change, you figured it out. And there's always going to be something in a remodel, because even when we took out that closet, there was that big. Yeah,
we took the closet out, and then we realized that we had a vent stack from your hot water heater, but it's a very simple solution for that.
Yeah.
And I will say that like not all the projects go perfect. I mean, we had a little bit of delays. We also were dealing with the whole situation with COVID.
Yes.
Material delays, and I would say that picking somebody that you feel like you can trust and that they're going to do what's right for you, even if things go bad, I think is really important, because we're not perfect and we don't claim to be perfect. And I think that just making it right and making sure we're communicating with you the
And
best
that's
we
the
can.
biggest thing, I think, with you. I just knew, like, if there was a problem, you were going to make it right.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
You feel. I feel like there's. We really want to make sure there's a sense of trust. And like, when we first meet with people, like the first thing we talk about is like, if we don't like each other today, we shouldn't talk more. So if you like the person that you're meeting with and you feel like you can trust them, that's a huge first step.
Huge. So we've been very, very happy.
Good. So I want to say thank you and Jim, wherever Jim's at, for allowing us to be in your space to renovate it. You guys were a pleasure to work with throughout the entire time, and so thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
So if you guys like what you saw today, and you love the light fixtures, you love the accessories, where can they find them?
We have an awesome store in East Village called She Home and Gift. Come see us. We'd love to work with you.
Thanks, guys.